Welcome to Setting the Stage. I'm Brooke Savage. This weekend is the Sumter County Fair, and on Saturday, March 9th, Easton Corbin will be there performing. He's joining us now to tell us all about it. Easton, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So, my first question is, how did you get into country music?
Well, country music has always been a part of my life. My grandparents had a big influence on me because I was raised a lot around them, and my grandpa loved country music, my granny, and of course, my parents, my dad and mom loved country music. So country music was just a staple where I was from, and I always loved singing and playing and things. So it was just kind of a natural fit, I guess you'd say.
I definitely can relate to that. I feel the same way about my own grandparents who had deep roots in North Carolina. My next question is, I know you're from Trenton, which is just outside of Gainesville. How would you say that shaped you as a country artist?
Oh, hugely. My upbringing is a very important part of, who I am, not as only as an artist, but a person in my community and my friends. And, I grew up small cattle farm, showing cattle with 4-H and FFA and just really being involved in the community. And, that really shaped, again, who I am, professionally and personally, because agriculture and that way of life just, naturally runs through my blood.
Yes, and we talked a little bit about it just a few minutes ago. Talk to us more about how, not a lot of people realize the country rural parts of Florida.
Yeah, it's funny, people when they hear me talk, they're like, "Man, we ain't never heard anybody from North Florida or from Florida talk that way." I said, "Yeah, because you probably ain't been to the real parts of Florida." I think when people think Florida, they think beaches and palm trees, Disney World, Miami, but it's so much more than that. It's a diverse, culture and deeply rooted in agriculture and just a country way of life.
Yes, I totally agree. And how did you tell us about your journey to getting music on the radio?
Well, I was going to the University of Florida. I graduated there from the College of Agriculture. And during that time, I was going back and forth to Nashville, recording demos and writing and just kind of working away. And finally, after I graduated college, I moved straight to Nashville and made some connections. And luckily, they were the right connections. And got the opportunity to play some from, in front of some very important people from Universal Music Group. And they really liked what they heard. And they gave me a shot. And here I am today.
That is awesome. So, I was listening to some of your music and I noticed you talk a lot about fishing, and it made me curious. I've always wondered this when it comes to, actors or artists or singers. What is your day to day life like?
Well, it depends on kind of what mode I'm in. Here in Nashville, when I'm in town and I've got stuff going on, today I got a few things. It's kind of get up and go to the gym and, just kind of, get work done and things. I leave out on the bus tonight. But, if I have my ways of just whatever I want to do, it's like Monday, I took the day off because it was such nice weather. I went dirt biking and just getting out in the country and getting out there and having fun is really what I love, whether that's fishing or hunting or dirt biking or just getting out of town. Because I'll be honest with you, I really ain't a city guy.
Yes, I love it. And so, how would you say your music has evolved throughout the years? I know just last year you released that song, Marry That Girl.
Yeah, married that girl. That's done really, really well for us. Huge blessing. It's really connected out there, and I think that's a song that everybody can relate to because that's a human condition, man. Everybody wants to meet that special person and fall in love and have that happily ever after experience. As far as evolving, I've always loved traditional country music, and that'll always be the root of what I do, and I'll always plant a flag for that. But it's like anything else, you got to evolve but still stay who you are. You try to stay down the middle, and sometimes you go a little bit, you know, right, a little bit left, but you always keep that center right there of who you are, depending on where the music's going. And I think for me, that's the winning formula. Is just always knowing who you are, staying true to that, staying true to your fans and what they bought into.
Exactly. And speaking of your fans, what is your favorite song to perform for the crowds?
It all depends. It's always fun when you perform something that the crowd gets into and they sing along with. Um, it sometimes it's different. It just every day's different on stage. Things hit you different. Um, Sometimes it's a song called Tulsa, Texas that it's a fan favorite. Never was a radio single, but it's a fan favorite and one of mine. It might be all over the road at the end of the show because everybody knows that and it was a big hit. Sometimes we do a cover or two that's a fun sing along. It's really about the crowd having fun and our fans having fun and singing along and participating. And I know for myself, if I have fun, they're going to have fun and vice versa.
Awesome. I love it. And how do you prepare for a performance? I know I've talked to singers and actors, they all have their strategies. How do you prepare?
I don't know if there's much preparation for it. I think warm up a little bit, say a prayer, and hold on and see where the night goes.
Okay, I was just asking because I've talked to some actors like before their touring Broadway show, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I take special teas and do stretches." I didn't know if you had to do anything like that before you like sing for that long.
No, usually the first song of the set is my warm up, and after that, that kind of sets the tone for the night.
Yes. Okay, and what can people expect from your upcoming show in Sumter County?
Well, first of all, it's always a privilege to get back home down to Florida, and I'll have family and friends down there, and neighbors, and so it's always a privilege to get back there and hang out with them and spend some time. And we're going to get out there, we're going to have fun, we're going to play the hits, we're going to play some new songs off the new record, might do a cover or two, and at the end of the day, it's all about having a good time.
That's exciting. And yeah, I was actually going to ask that. Is this sort of like a homecoming for you or not really? Because you're not exactly going home. What are your thoughts on that?
It's funny. It's kind of always a homecoming. If especially my parents. I mean, they've been known to drive 6 hours to a show, so I probably where we're going to be is an hour and a half, so that's nothing. So I'll have family come down, friends come out, and usually I end up if it's 2 or 3 hours from home, somebody ends up at the show that I know from somewhere.
That's great. And so, do you ever come back to Florida to visit? Like, how often do you come back?
Oh, absolutely. That's my home. That's where my family lives, and I'm always usually get down home for Christmas for sure. Since I'm going to be down there, and I'll probably hang out a few days after the show, and we got a few shows in April around my birthday. I'll probably take a few days and hang out, enjoy it.
Okay, so after the show, you're just gonna visit with family for a few days. Or are you gonna like go to, you know, any tourist spots or anything, or just spend time with family?
No, I think for me, it's just spend time with family and friends, man. I don't get enough of that already, and so anytime I get a chance to do that, man, I soak that in.
And they still live in Trenton.
About everybody still lives in the area for sure. There's a few that live a little bit a ways, which an hour ain't that far. So, but pretty much everybody still lives around Trenton area.
Wow, I love to hear it. Do you have anything else you want to say to about your upcoming show or to your fans?
I think you about covered it all. But hey, I want everybody to come out and have a good time, and promise you don't want to miss it.
Awesome. Well, again, Easton Corbin will be at the Sumter County Fair Saturday, March 9th. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it. Look forward to it.